Hi, guys. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our workshop for beginners at render.camp. Hello. Please put some pluses or comments or emojis in chat so I know you hear me, I know you see my screen, and everything is good. So, today we will work with this amazing bathroom. This bathroom was made by American interior designer Tamara Magel. We asked her permission to use it, as for example, for today's workshop. So if you're curious, she really has a nice, really slick designs with very good pictures and photos. I would maybe recommend you using them for your practice references or something. So take a look, please. This is our scene for today. And main point that I want to show you today, we will use two different HDRIs map. So one we will use for lighting, that will give us light, and another we will use as the background, as a visible background. Good. So let's begin. Firstly, let me show you what we have. How does our scene look? It's pretty simple, as you see. We have really big windows, so we will have lots of natural lighting coming in. That's nice. Let me check the layers. Yep, we're all good in here. Okay. And our camera. Let's check our camera setup. 22. Oh, today focal is pretty low. Not a big deal. Okay. So let's start. Let's start that. Let me show you what I have in settings. I haven't set anything yet. I have only the proportion of my render in common. Then I have a limit of 5 minutes. And I have just a white as a single map for environment. As for render elements, I have only reflect and refract. That's all. That's all I have for now. And of course, I lock my camera so I can render from one viewport all the time. Okay, so let's check what we have. Let me first choose all of my glass, isolate, and let's apply the first material, glass. We need that. Material, Corona physical, and let it be glass. Oi. Glass, apply, roughness 0, and refraction. Boom, boom. Yes. So now if we set up any lights, it will go through. Okay. And let's check what we have with only white. Okay. Let me reset my VFB. Okay, I see my background, I see white, that's good. So let's start from HDRI. First HDRI I'll set up for lighting. And I will use the one from Cosmos browser. I've already showed you on previous workshop that I really love using these HDRIs. So let me check. Day 1. I think I will use my favorite one for today. It's 11. Where's my 11? Here it is. So I import my HDRI. It will appear in F10 settings. It will appear automatically here. What will I do? I will open my material editor, copy with instance, and I want to adjust saturation or brightness of it, so I will use Corona color correct, and put back instance to my settings. Okay, good. Let me check what we have now. Okay, brighter, but too bluish. So that's probably not the correct degree of rotation for my HDRI. So as you know, you can rotate HDRI. If you don't know, I'll show you. In any HDRI map, basically, it's a picture with what you can light up your interior, any interior. So how can you rotate it? Here in Corona bitmap, you have a rotation degree. How do I do that? I usually just start rotating by 45, plus or minus, that doesn't matter, and check if anything changes. When I see that I start seeing more lights or I see the direction of the shadows, I'll just keep rotating. Maybe even more. Okay, good. But so far we have a very gray base material. Here it is. So let me adjust my base material. Let's make it a little bit warmish. Okay, good. Then what I want to do next? Let's check the shadows. Okay, I see really nice shadows here. Do we see them? Yes, we do. We see shadows from the chair. Yes. Okay. I think I will not rotate it anymore. So this one from the Cosmos Browser, is 180 degrees with plus, no minus, just 180. And so far, I don't do anything with it. I don't touch exposure. I don't touch saturation. Nope, nothing yet. Good. What I want to do next? Next, I want to see some background. I don't want to see a white color behind my windows. So I will add another HDRI. I've prepared one for today. As I remember, is something with Dresden. Dresden. Yes, it's Dresden Forest. Okay, so how can we do that, guys? In render settings, F10, we have overrides. What do I need? I need to activate the tip direct visible override and refraction override. Why refraction? Because I have a glass. If I don't use the refraction one, I will not see the result that I want to. So what I do next? I make new map, Corona bitmap, and let's go to my folder, maps folder, and Dresden mode. That's the one that I will use today. Okay. And again, I want to have a control of it. So Corona color correction automatically, and it goes with instance here and here. Direct visibly and refractions. I can also use reflections, but I don't need them now. Like, not that important. Okay, let's check. Let's have a look. Do I see anything? Yes, I do see, but I see not what I want. So now we have the same scheme actually. We can rotate it 45. Pretty close, I would say. What if we try minus? Nope. That's it. That's the quickest. Okay, 45 degrees. Great. But I want to have it a bit lighter. I don't want it to be that dark. So what will I do? I can switch the exposure. I can make it higher. Maybe 125 or something. And what I also want to do, let me pan zoom a little bit. I want to desaturate it a little bit. I don't want it to be that yellowish. So maybe minus 15 or maybe 2. Yes, that's what I want. Good, good. We have our two HDRIs. Perfect. And we have our main material. Okay, let me stop and save, just in case. Again, don't forget about saving, please. When you do something, save. Okay, so what we do next? We will do apply basic colors. What we have here? We have a pretty light flooring, matching wooden cabinets, marble and plaster. Oh, and black metal on the frames. Okay, let's start with the biggest. Biggest is floor and ceiling with walls. Okay, so let me copy my material. I will name it walls. And let me choose all of my walls. And apply it. Okay. And let's start interactive rendering, and I'll make them lighter. I need my walls to be lighter. So I will increase the value. And decrease the saturation, because I don't have a white walls, it's still a plaster. I see some uneven texture on it, but again, it's not that whitish. Okay, good. Let it be so. Then we will move on to the ceiling. And choose our ceiling. For ceiling, I prefer lower my glossiness, like I want to increase roughness. And I will make my diffuse color darker, maybe more saturated. Because this part I want to be a bit darker than the closest part to the windows, because light goes through windows, so this area, shower area, is supposed to be the brightest. So that's what we will try to achieve. Maybe a little bit more. Nah, too much. Okay. Next, we will apply our wood. We will have to work with the wood floor. So again, copy, floor, apply. Here, what we have here. Pinkish, yellowish, okay. Let's go back to maybe 45 roughness and increase saturation and decrease value. I want it to be darker. Maybe 165. And a bit more saturated. Too much. Too much. Something in between. Maybe a little more reddish. Okay. Pretty close. Let's so far stop with this. What do we have next? We have dark frames. Okay. Our frames. What do we have? We have our metallic frames. Partition and glass. Okay. Let's be partition and glass. Copy our material, turn it, say it's a frames, and they supposed to be dark. So I will increase my roughness, I'll decrease my value, maybe to 80, but perhaps that will be too dark. Let's have a look. Apply. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Let's stop with this. And we have a dark windows as well. So, okay, let me copy this material. Let me rename it to windows. And let's apply it to our windows. Windows. Yes. And as you can see, let me show you. Let me show you what I have here. I don't have any glass in here. Like I don't have any glass in windows because I have glass inside. So to be honest, there's like no issue, no reason to have a glass here. It double glass. It will only slow down your render and will affect your lighting if you will use like the glass material wrong. So I've just deleted. I've left window frames because we see them, but I've deleted all of the glass in Windows. That's okay. You can do that as well, especially when you have this double glass stuff. And also, important thing, when you download any window model, you should check how many windows it have, because if you have like 3 5 blocks of glass, it will turn your render to eternity. So just leave one. I always leave only one. You don't need more. Okay, what we have here, here we have mirror. So let me first hide my ceiling, and let's choose these two objects, and I'll make a new material, physical. I will apply it and I'll say that it's a mirror. The easiest, the favorite material, metal, roughness 0. Done. Mirror is done. Okay, what we have next? Next to the mirror we have this all marble and wood. Okay, let's go with wood first, and then we will finish with marble. So I will choose this part and this part because you will see them in the reflection. Mhm. And I'll copy floor material and say it's a wood cabinet. Okay. Wood cabinets. Good. Mm, so far I'll leave it same color as wood. I will adjust it on render, on interactive render. Okay, what have left? We have only marble. Okay, let's go with marble. This marble, this marble. I'll copy of material, marble. Apply. But I don't want it. I want to be something in the middle of glossiness and matte. I don't want it to be absolutely matte and glossy. Okay, let's go with 55, maybe 55, but we'll adjust later. And a bit warm. I don't want any super cold colors in marble now. Okay, what we also have here. As you can see, inside in this area, I have a plaster on walls. In that area, I have marble on walls. What can you do? How can you achieve this? You can first apply, okay, the easiest way probably and the most correct, uh, it's make a paneling, a geometry paneling anywhere where your marble is supposed to go. But today we will not spend time on any modeling or something. We will just apply different materials to one object. As you see, my walls is one object. I can check what? I can check ID of my polygons. Yes, I have a different IDs. So guys, what that means? If I click on my wall, for example, here, I see that this is ID 1. That means that If I have a multi-sub material, the material with ID 1 goes to this polygon. If I have material ID 3 in here, that means that the different material can go here. I can select all of this. That means that these parts, all of them, they supposed to be in marble. Easy, very fast way to apply different materials. So what I do, I select all of my polygons and I apply a different material in here and turn off my edit poly. Let me show you this as an example as a box. Let me build a box. Just, okay, that's more than enough. Convert to edit poly. So when you choose polygon, you have polygon material IDs in your setup, edit poly setup. You can change these IDs. You can change them all to 1, for example. Then you want to have only this polygon in different material. Then you apply different number to the specific polygon that you choose. In the end, you will have a different materials on different polygons. That's the fast, I would say, maybe cheating way of avoiding modeling. Okay, so we've applied these basic materials. Oh, and our peelings have left. So we have tops, we have showers, and more tabs. Okay, and they're supposed to be in a gunmetal. What is this? I will copy my base one. I'll say this tabs, apply, turn into metal. I don't want it to be super glossy as well, so let's go with 0.3 and I will lower my value. And a bit desaturate. Okay. Now I will unhide my ceiling. I'll go back to my camera and take a look what we have. Okay, pretty close. Again, I remind you, we apply basic materials. This is not textures yet. We just make the general feeling of the image. Okay, what can I do? I want definitely increase my contrast a little bit. I want to add vignette, maybe 5. Okay, let it be so. And I want to adjust my wood a little bit. Okay, where is my wood? Cabinets. Oh, this is it. So I want to make it a bit brighter. Maybe a little bit more. And less saturated. Yes, something like this. And this part, it's a marble as well. Okay. Okay, so here we have marble, inside marble. Okay, and this is wall. Yes? Yes. Okay, great. Great. Good. And let me save, just in case. What is also important? Geometry is pretty important, guys. Actually, if you take a look, you will find this scene anyway. For your practice, you would be able to download it and you will see that we really care about the gaps. Like the chamfers, the gaps, they are really important. So please don't skip that. That's a very important step, as you see. Because in real life, like in reality, you'll never find a very sharp 90 degrees angle in any corner, anything. So we just don't do that. I think we have to apply. Okay. We need to apply wood material for here. Wood cabinets. Okay. So let me choose my walls again. This is wood. Yes. Yes. And the same thing we have to do at the other side. Okay. Let's do that once again. Here, here, and here. And same here. This will be our wood. Okay. Let's have a look now. Yeah. Now we have everything ready. Our lamps. Let's work on lamps as well. We have 4 lamps. So base will be metallic, dark metal. Maybe I can use the same with frames actually. Let's try. Okay, let me copy my frames and say that that's a lamps. And apply them. But I'll turn them into metal. Maybe 0.5. Let me check. Yeah, something like this, but perhaps we'll have to make them a little lighter. But then I'll open my group. And what I want to do, I need to choose my lamp, the inner side of my lamp, this one, that will let our light to go through. So I'll choose only these parts. And make a new material. Okay, and I'll how to name lamps on. Let it be so. Mate, I don't need any glossy things. Same beige. And what I want to do, I want to use a thin shell translucency, so I will see if I'll put a light inside. So I'll see that they light on. Let's start with 0.2. Oh, not anisotropy. Translucency 0.2. Let it be same color, a little bit warm. Okay. And what I want to do right away, I want to put light inside. So I will choose Corona Light. I'll go with cylinder and create the first one. Not too big, not too thick, I mean, pretty thin. And just put it inside of our lamps. Okay, height is more. Put them like more or less in the middle, approximately in the middle. I'll start with 3500s as a temperature, as a Kelvin temperature. 8 and 335. Here I will use only visible and reflections. I don't need to visible them directly or something. I don't need yes, I don't need caustics, and I'll copy them with instance. Because if I turn on one, all of the rest will turn on automatically. Okay, instance. Good. Okay. And I think last thing that we have to apply is our chair. Our chair, copy material. But don't forget to turn off the thin shell and things. Apply. And it's black, yes? Yes, it's black. So I will use something 80, 20. Okay, let's Let's go with this. And as you see, our lamps, I need opacity. I need to add a little bit of opacity and refraction. But again, I don't see right through them. I just need a something foggy glass result. So I will not use like 1 in reflection in amount. I'll just use 0.5. That will be more than enough because I have this subtle light that will reflect really nice on our wood. Okay, good. Good. What I want to adjust, I want to make my image lighter, brighter. So I have 2 options. I can use my simple exposure, but I will start with my HDRI. I'll go back to my HDRI and I will just increase my exposure in HDRI. Yes. Maybe 0.1. No, 1 is too much. So perhaps in the middle, 5. Better. I can increase contrast. Should I? Yeah, I love contrast, so I will increase it. Good. Yes. That's what I want. That's what I want to have. Okay. Turn off. Okay, let me clear my material editor. Let me save once again. And we will move on to textures. We're done with basic materials. Now it's texturing time. Okay, good. From what I will start? Let's start from walls. I think it's the most simple material, the basic one. So what we have? We have this texture for our walls. What I will do, I'll copy it. I'll start with basic. Let me just use 1 meter size. And I'll add it to my roughness. And show shade it. Let me show it. Do I see it? Yes, I see. It's pretty small, I would say. So perhaps I'll just increase the size. Okay. And let me switch to my reflect. You will not see much of reflections now, to be honest. Do I see them here? Yes, I do see some. Okay. And what I want to do as well, I want to see some reflections on my, some texture on my diffuse, but not that patchy. So let me try mixing it with my color that I use in diffuse. Okay, good. And let's change the ceiling right away. Okay, maybe I will use even the same texture here. Let me try here. And same on my base color. Yes, okay. Same situation, but maybe more subtle patches on my ceiling, maybe 15. Okay, let me zoom so I can see some pattern. Yes, it is. Yes, but a little bit brighter. If I want to make it a little bit lighter, let's try. I'll change this color a little bit. A little, because remember, I still want this area to look darker than that area, to have this dimension, to have a volume and a depth of in a picture. Okay, good. Wall ceiling done. Let's move on to our floor. one of the biggest. Okay, so in previous workshops, I showed you how to use a multi-texture when you have a different texture per different like blank. Today I'll show you Corona Multimap. That's a different way of making floor styles and rails and lots of things. So what we have, let me isolate my floor. This is my floor. This is my floor. Okay. And what I have different textures. How much? 10. 10 textures. So I have 10 different textures that will go per each plank. How will I do that? First, I will use Maps Corona Multimap. Then what I press batch load textures. I go to my maps. I pick them with Shift or Control A. It depends how you store your textures. And I use all of them. This my 10 textures. What is important here? Okay, let me add it to my roughness. What is important here? You want your each texture to be applied to a different plank. You don't want one same texture to be repeated. What do you have to choose here? You have to pick randomized by mesh element. That will make this random spread of your texture planks. Okay, let me start my render. Let me zoom somewhere here. And let's turn to reflect. Do I see anything? Yes, I see. I see a very nice reflection of a wood. This is how wood reflection is supposed to look. Okay, good. Back to beauty and to normal mode. Okay, this is our reflection. Same thing I will do for my diffuse. Batch, but now I pick the colored maps. Okay, and probably I want to change some hue, saturation, and everything. So what I will use? I will use standard general map. I'll use color correction, normal one, not Corona one. But again, it's your preference. And connect it to my base color. Okay, good. I see texture. I see they go in the right direction. Everything is good, but I don't like the color. Color not supposed to be that yellow, that's saturated as here. Definitely nope. So what I do? Let's start with -14 saturation. Okay. And perhaps I want it to be a bit darker. Let's try making it a little bit darker. It's too much. 9. It's okay. Okay. Okay, what is also one important thing in here? What you can do. First, don't forget to apply mesh element. Second, you have gamma randomization. Basically, what will it do? I will show you. I'll put 1. What it does. Random change the gamma per your blank. So if you want to have very even flooring, you don't use this thing. If you need a very different in planks flooring, like one plank will be super light, another plank will be super dark, this difference is very big between them, the darkest and the lightest, you will increase this number. I usually, if I need this, I usually start in between. But basically, there is no like maximum level. You see what it does. You can play with this thing. It gives you this random realistic effect, because in life, if it's natural wood, once again, if it's not printed or something, if it's natural wood, it will never have a absolutely same tone. So I recommend you using this thing, but don't use it too much, because sometimes we need just subtle, even flow, which not aggressive. Okay, maybe a little bit less, maybe 25. Let's go with 25. It will give a nice effect, but still not too much. Yes. Okay, good. Reflect we have, but don't do that in reflect, because some planks might not reflect at all, which is wrong. So this thing I recommend you using only in diffuse color. But of course you can experiment. 3D Max and visualization is basically about experimenting, so feel free. Okay, floor done. Let's proceed to our one of our main materials. It's our marble. Marble. Okay. What do we have here? Let me delete this. I don't want this. And let's go. Marble. Okay, for marble, I have this big slab. Such a big slab. I think it's 3 meters on 2 meters or something. What I'll do. Okay. Here. I'll let it here. Let's try with 3200 and this. And take a look what we have. I'll start with my base color, and let's have a look. Okay, I see everything. The only thing I don't like, it's too cold. I don't want it to be that cold. What can I do? I can lower the power of my map. Okay. Okay, better, maybe even less. Why I'm doing this? So I don't have a big difference in colors between my warm wood and my very cold and grayish marble. So I mix it. Okay, but what I want to have, I want to have some randomization. I don't want, I want to see, if we make it closer, we see the tiles, like the imitation of these tiles. How can we do that? I will use Corona randomizer. Change material map type, Corona. Where is my randomizer? Map and randomizer. Yes. And what I will use here, I will randomize by polygon. So each of my polygon will have a new random rotation or shift. Here, I don't want to use any shifts. I will use rotation only. So I will start, like my start rotation is 0. I want it to be rotated 360 degrees. And step, I want to have 90 degrees, which means if it will rotate your texture, it will rotate, like your step of rotation will be 90 degrees. Okay, good. The only thing I want to adjust is this thing. I want to shift it a little bit. How can I do that? I can choose my object. I can choose my polygon. And what can we do? We can try use UVX6 form. Can we? Yes, we can. We can do whatever. We will see if it works. Okay, let's try 50. Nope. Of course. God, you know what I want to do with this? I want to have a specific part of my slab here. So what I'll do, I will set different ID for this polygon, and I'll make a marble copy. Marble copy, but I will use it without my randomization because I want to have a specific one. Okay, wait, no, don't delete. This I need, yes. Okay. And this material I will apply only to this polygon. Then, what can I do then? Only on this polygon, active polygon, I can, let's turn off my chamfer. I can apply my UVW map. Wait, change. Yes. And edit poly. Okay, look, what I want to do here. I'm happy with all of the rest, but as this is the biggest part of my image and it's the biggest part of my tub, I want to have a specific region, specific part of my slab here. So I will apply a different material on this part. There are many ways how to do this, but today I'll show you this one. So I'll go back to my UVW map. I will activate it and I'll just move my gizmo and pick the area that I want to see on this part of the tub. But be careful with seams because don't leave seams right on the visible sides. Okay, maybe I want to have something like this here. Okay, lower, a bit lower. And then I'll just collapse and back to chamfer. Okay. And let's have a look what we have. Yes. Why I wanted to change, because we had too much of a blank space, like too much of the empty white space without veins on this part. And I want this tube to be like more veiny, more textured. That's why I did it. But you can skip this step if you don't like, so that's just your preferences. Okay, great. What we have next? Our wood and chair. Yes, let's go with chair. Let's do chair first. I think that will be pretty fast. Let's pick our material. And for chair, I have just one map because it's black. It's a painted wood. So, okay. And let me check if that's a real word one or no. Let's have a look. What is this? What is this? What is this? No, I don't see anything, so I believe it's our tiling. Tiling, yes, it's tiling. Okay, works. It works, so let me switch it to roughness. I would say it works pretty good, actually, automatically. In previous workshops, we adjusted with some output map, but I don't think that's necessary here. But actually, it works too much as for me right now. It kind of gives you a dirty chair vibe. So let's just reduce this maybe in a half. And I'll switch to reflect. Yes, I still have reflections. They're good. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe 40. Okay. Let's stay with 40. Okay, good. And as you see, I don't use bump because bump might kill all of your reflections and your attempts to achieve this wood feelings. Okay. Last, not last, but next thing is our wood on cabinets. Same story, but I have two textures for my wood, and I will start with my reflect. Start with my reflect. Wood was okay. Roughness and meter. And let's zoom in so we can see reflections. This is the best place to see reflections on our wood. And go to reflect. What do we see here? Do we see our wood? Yes, we do. Do we like the size of it? Mm, actually, it's pretty okay. I wouldn't go bigger, maybe a little bit smaller, but no, let's leave it. But I want to make it a little bit more contrast. So, what will I do? I will change my material type to output and we'll try to adjust it in output. Where is my output? Here it is. Okay. Okay. The first thing I'll try to do is I'll change my black dot to Bezier corner and just lower it a little bit. Okay. Okay. And do same with my white one. Good. But okay, let me show you. Let me show you what can you do. I'll stay on my reflect layer so you will see a more obvious result. So, how does it work? How does this black and white thing work in general? So, if you lower like your dark parts, they become more glossy. If you increase your white parts, you go upper, they became more matte. So it's actually up to you what feeling you're trying to achieve. Main thing I want to tell you that this curve makes your texture look completely different. More contrast, more matte, less matte, everything you can do. Mini Photoshop is in here. Of course, you can also adjust these textures and maps in Photoshop if you like it. If you feel that's easier for you, feel free. Both ways work. CJ World is pretty diverse in like different systems and habits, so it's up to you, honestly. Don't think that if you do something in a different way, that's absolutely wrong. Nope. Maybe a little bit more time consuming, but no. Okay, I have my reflection. Let me copy and replace my map for diffuse. But again, it's definitely not the color I want to achieve. So I will use my color correction. And base color. Oh, no. Jeez, no. First thing, what I want to do, lower and mix it with my color. And of course, I want to desaturate it 40% off, I think. Maybe even more, maybe even 60, because it's still quite yellowish. Oh, no, more. Okay, good. Now I want to make it darker. So I switch to advanced mode and okay, let's start with points 85. But guys, when you go lower in your gamma contrast, when you make it darker, you have to desaturate a little bit of your color as well. So again, let me show you for example, 0.2, it will be pretty saturated. It will not be gray. So keep that in mind when you work with it. Okay, darker, 85. And maybe more, maybe 65. Yes, something like this. And let's zoom in to see some, if we have a reflection. If we have reflection there, and I also want to maybe increase intensity of my lamp. Yes. 60, maybe 80. Okay, good. Reflect, good. I see everything I like. Okay, what I want to do next. If we zoom in, and if we will render final in 5K, we will definitely see lots of details and reflections on our metal. So I don't want it to be that blank and like pale, clean, super clean. It's impossible to be that super clean. So what I want, I will pick my material. Frames, yes. And I have this metal map. Let's work with it. And I'll add it to both. I'll start with my roughness, of course, but as well, okay, let's go. Big one. I want to have big spots. Do I see them? Frames. Yes, I see them. Or I don't. Oh, no, wait. Ah, it's styling. Okay. Okay, big, good. But I don't want them to be that glossy. No. Lower. I will lower it pretty, maybe 15. And if you want to have some diffuse, but okay, let me show you. Your first way, which I use, is mixing your map and color in here. But sometimes it still gives you these grayish, black, and like white spots. So we don't want that. For example, we want to see two different colors. For example, I'll show you another map. Again, lots of different ways, but now I will use, no, I don't need a copy. I will use this here as well, but I'll change my map type to mix. Mix. And in mix, where I will use my map, I will use it in mix amount. What it gives me, what this thing gives me, let me show you. Okay, let me do red and, for example, yellow. But this texture not really good for this, but okay. So what does mix do? It used these two colors with this texture. So if you open it, if you will have a very, very, very white spots and the very, very, very dark spots, they will be in different colors. Now our texture not that super contrast, so it's very, very subtle, but still we can control different colors here. What will I do now? I will use my diffuse color. I'll copy it here and make the other one lighter or darker anyway, to give this swap. Why too dark? Let's go with lighter. subtle unevenness, you see? But these spots, they are colorful. They're not grayish or whitish. They're colored. So this thing sometimes helps. Usually, I imitate decorative plaster with this thing. If I have a pretty contrast map for walls, I can use this way to have these subtle spots on your walls or ceilings. Okay, good. Lastly, what we have? We have a shower heads, and we applied one material on our shower heads. Okay, again, let me delete this, and let's zoom. So what we see here, that everything in one material. Actually, it's not our foreground. We can go with this, but no, I don't want to go with this. I want to apply different materials. What will I do now? Okay, so let's start with basic material. It's our tabs. It's simple. Okay, I will not change it. Everything is good here. But these, I don't know even how to call them. Little little circles. These holes, I want to have a different material. So this is my ID2. Let me select them all. Perfect. Okay, so I will apply a different material. Material, Corona, physical. Let it be rubber or something. I want them to be just dark. Mm-hmm. 5. And let's make them pretty dark, I think. Okay. Mm-hmm. And let's have a look. Did it work? Yes, it did. And let's take a look at the other. Worked. No, we have to do same thing. Basically, you can copy paste or you can do absolutely same thing with the other one. You can choose polygon or element, then you select ID and apply a different material. Okay. And back to the general view. Good. And let's just have a close look for our tabs. What we have there. Pretty basic. What will I do here? Let me show you one thing that maybe you will use a lot in your CG world, CG projects. Okay, let me isolate the steps. So what I want to do here, as you see in my render, I have this circle reflection. How can we achieve this? Again, I will show you on this one element, but you can repeat that and apply it to different elements. Okay. I'll make a different material. That will be tabs 2. Basically all same. The only difference is what? The only difference is anisotropy. I will use it here, 0.5. So let me show you how will it look with anisotropy. You will not see a difference, to be honest. But what will bring a difference? If I put in rotation, I will add gradient ramp. And I will use spiral. I think I will use spiral. Yes. And let's see, how does it look? Okay. But it's not. I have to reapply it. Okay, not a big deal. I want this line to be at the center. So what I'll do, I'll use styling here and I will use map channel 3. Okay, good. Yes. Let me show you, just in case you will have to do that on your model. Uh, Let me show you how to do that. You choose your polygon. You choose UV map. Planner, everything is okay. You change in UV map, you change channel to 3. Then you just check the size, maybe smaller. Oh no, bigger. And you can move it. If it will be somewhere outside, you just can move it and adjust it manually. But in this model, everything was ready, so I didn't do that. So let me collapse this. And let's have a look now. And here you go. But a little bit strong. I need, of course, base color I don't need. Yeah. Work. Let's try again. Good. This thing is not a must. Sometimes it will help you. But again, to be honest, if these tabs, you will have like a bonus camera on a tab, yeah, then you can work on it. It will look good. Other way, let me show you another way how you can fake some reflections. You can add some fake lighting. Photographers also usually do that as well. So let me just show you something extra. It won't take long, I promise. This. I'll have just a simple basic light. I'll call it taps. I'll use white. Directional, okay, maybe 2. Wireframe, yes, yes. And I will change my exclude to include, and I'll include only these steps. That's what I'll do. And have a look. So what you can do when you have a super, super dark room, but you want to have like a nice reflection, especially on your metallic surface, you can use fake lights and include only specific objects. This is too strong for now, so I'll reduce it. This is very strong. Let me go maybe with 5. Okay, maybe 15. You can detach, I don't know, you can detach polygons. You can use on entire objects. It's up to you. But that's also a way to achieve some reflections. And now you can see this gradient gives you a different look. Let me go back to my general view and check if we haven't forgot anything. I think no. Background, yes, yes. Marble, yes. Yep, we have everything. Okay, guys, for today we're done. If you have any questions, that's the right time to send them into chat. I'll go check the chat, and if you have anything specific to ask now, I can maybe help you today. Okay, not you don't have questions. Couple of. Hello, would you recommend to use Six Shaders plugin for a faster workflow? Honestly, I don't use any plugins for shaders. Shaders is my passion. I love them a lot. So not really. If it helps you in any way, if it speed ups your workflow, of course you can. As for plugins, what I really recommend you is how does it called? Corona, not Corona. Camera resolution mode. That's the one that I use in every project, and I literally cannot live without it. Of course, except like the basic one is a floor generator or multi-texture. That's the standard one. And Pristine is a nice thing to have because of lots of trash may slow down your work. So yeah, Pristine, rolling bitmap. What else? Camera resolution. Well, and yeah, and standard like multi-texture flow generator stuff. Nothing very extra. Do you work on Fiva? Nope. Uh, for the floor, do you have the model each individual plank before you apply the 10 different texture? No, the floor is made with floor generator. I'll show you. This is a floor generator. It can be poly, it can be spline because floor generator works only with two of those. But no, you don't have to model each specifically. You just floor generator works good with multi-texture. That's an extra plugin, and a Corona multimap. That's just the thing that I showed you. Okay, I don't see any more questions. So, guys, if today you enjoyed the workshop and you want to know more about visualization, plugins, workflows, shaders, and everything, join our beginner course. It starts with March 10th. So basically, next Monday, we're already on start. For detailed information, pricing, you feel free to reach to our managers, visit our website. As a workshop participant, you will get a special offer and it valid only for 2 hours after we finish. So don't miss out it. Don't miss out this opportunity. And that's all for today. Thanks for being with us and hope to see you on the course or on the next workshop. Thank you and bye bye.